coming off here, okay, coming up, and it's going to branch into a left and right brachiocephalic trunk. Cats and humans have a right brachiocephalic artery or trunk, okay, and cats and humans also have then on the venous side, they have a left and right brachiocephalic vein. So this is the left brachiocephalic vein. This is the right brachiocephalic vein coming off of the precava or the superior vena cava. Okay. Actually, no, this isn't the. Forgive me. This is not. This is internal iliac. This is the brachiocephalic up here, and brachiocephalic right there. Okay. So still superior vena cava right there, or precava. All right. Now what do we have? Pulmonary veins. You can scratch those out. We said you could get rid of those. But they're in here. You guys did a pretty good job of dissecting those out. Remember, the arteries and veins are confusing when we talk about the ones up with the lungs, because the pulmonary artery is sending unoxygenated blood to the lungs from the heart. Arteries are always the same. Arteries always leave the heart. Veins always come back to the heart. But the pulmonary artery is sending unoxygenated blood to the lungs. The pulmonary vein is returning oxygenated blood back to that left atrium. All right, now we want to talk about azygous. Did you guys do azygous vein? No. Oh yeah, you did. Good. All right. Here's that scissors again. We're going to cut the diaphragm so we can pull some of these muscles away, and we can lift this up so you can see. So azygous vein is that dude right there. By the way, this is just dried blood. This is all dried blood here, but this is azygous vein coming along the right side. So the aorta comes down like this on the left side. Azygous comes down the right side. These are still the red ones. Those are still intercostal arteries coming over to the right side of the chest wall. Internal mammary, we already talked about those veins. They're going to run with the internal mammary artery, right? Vertebral veins, we're not going to worry about those. Brachiocephalic veins, we said before, this is brachiocephalic vein on the right side, brachiocephalic vein on the left side right there, okay? External jugulars, okay, this is external jugular going up, and this is external jugular going up on this side. Easy to see. Subclavian veins, so here's what we say. The subclavian veins are relatively short in a cat because we have the brachiocephalic trunk right here, brachiocephalic trunk, and as soon as we have the branching, here's your external jugular, that vein right there is going to be your subclavian vein, but it's very short because as soon as it goes through the chest wall, now it becomes axillary vein, right? Once we go from the armpit, now it becomes a brachial vein. Then we got radial and ulnar veins as well. Subscapular veins, you can get rid of those. Brachial veins, we just covered those. I want you to know those. Cephalic vein is also kind of a cool one. Cephalic vein is this dude right here, easy to find. So it's going to be on the outside of the shoulder, and down the outside, kind of the outside of the arm. If you look at bodybuilders or people in really good shape with very low body fat, you can see that tortuous vein when they flex on the outside. That's cephalic vein. Hepatic veins, all right. So hepatic veins, we will not test you on those here. I want you to know them on, and we'll learn those when we cover the human, obviously. But hepatic veins are going to be coming out of the liver going into the inferior vena cava. Do we have an inferior vena cava here? We can see there it is right there. So inferior vena cava is this structure right here. See if I can find it. There it is. The diaphragm keeps getting in the way, but that's inferior vena cava. There are veins that go from the liver into the inferior vena cava. They're called the hepatic veins. Don't confuse that with the hepatic portal vein that we'll talk about in lecture. I'm not going to do the triple injected. I don't do that in here. But the hepatic portal vein is going to come up in this region. But we'll cover that in lecture. I just want you to understand the concept. But I will not test you on hepatic portal veins or hepatic veins on the cat or over there as well. Adrenal lumbars. Okay, so adrenal lumbar veins, of course, are going to run with the adrenal lumbar arteries. The adrenal gland's been obliterated here, so it's not evident. Iliolumbar, of course, it's going to run with the iliolumbar veins, or artery down here. That's iliolumbar, is coming off inferior vena cava and the abdominal aorta. Renal vein, renal artery. Testicular and ovarian veins, we already talked about that, right? Testicular, left testicular vein, ovarian vein goes into the left renal. Okay, left renal. And then we talked about the iliacs down here too, how they were different, didn't we? Popliteals, hepatic portal vein, you can scratch that out. Superior and inferior mesenteric veins, you can scratch those out. They're part of the hepatic portal system, so we're not going to cover those. So we've gone over everything. Let's run over to one more cat over there. Can I take this probe? Whose scissors?